Happy holidays, Toros Nation. Can you believe it? It's finally December. It's the month where we gather around to open up our gifts, stuff ourselves with food, and the month where RGVFC is characteristically silent regarding transfer news. Good evening, everybody. My name is Edson Ochoa, and I am one of the co-hosts of the Down in the Valley podcast. It's been a very quiet few weeks since RGVFC was eliminated by Colorado Springs Switchbacks from the 2022 USL Championship playoffs. While our players did end up starting their offseason and getting some well-deserved vacation, unfortunately, our neighbors up north, up Highway 281, these guys, get this out of here. They earned their first USL Championship title in franchise history, defeating Louisville City at Toyota Field by a score of 3-1. Now, I guess Toros fans will have to put up with SAFC fans counting their star on top of their crest, at least for 1 year, hopefully. Hopefully, yeah. Not counting on it, but let's hope we can at least equalize them this upcoming season, because, man, I can already imagine SAFC fans with some kind of San Antonio version of "Cuántas copas tenés, che?" Leaving that tough pill behind us, at least for a couple of minutes. There have been some bits of news and rumors that have been circulating on USL Twitter these last couple of days that I do want to talk about in today's video. First things first, a couple of days before we all stuffed ourselves with turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes and, more importantly, pumpkin pie, RGVFC announced that forwards Duilio Herrera and Dylan Hernandez were honored with the U20 USL Academy League Finals all-tournament selections in the Showcase Division. For a little bit of context, in the USL Academy Finals, 30 Academy teams that include all three professional divisions in the USL, whether it's USL Championship, USL League One, and USL League Two, as well as some other academies that are not directly affiliated with USL teams, they are divided into two different brackets. So the winners of their divisions get lumped together into what is known as the USL Academy League Finals playoff division. The rest of the 22 teams from those 30 get put into the Showcase division, where in this year, in this iteration, RGVFC made it into the Showcase division. So the Toros Academy actually had a really respectable showing in the group stage and within Group 4, earning a total of 7 points. They defeated the Charlotte Eagles 3-1 in the first match. They drew 2-2 to Chicago City SC in the second match, and finalized the group stage with a 3-2 win over FA Euro New York by a final score of 3-2. Unfortunately, the Baby Toros fell in the knockout stage to Park City Red Wolves with a final score of 3-0. Despite their early exit, however, the performances from Duilio and Dylan attracted the attention of people within the league, earning them their selections into the all-tournament team for the Showcase division. So, I want to extend congratulations over to Duilio Herrera and Dylan Hernandez for achieving this mention within the USL Academy. And, hopefully we get to see them have some more minutes in the first team, preferably in the near future. Since that announcement, like I said, which happened before Thanksgiving, there's been radio silence from RGVFC in all aspects. Outside of the nominations for Defender of the Year and all those awards, there really hasn't been a lot of mentions, not even about player decisions, you notice on social media, you notice a lot of teams within the rest of the USL Championship, and they've already announced their roster decisions. And, it's not, I guess you can say that it's not very surprising that the Toros have kind of kept the fans in the dark regarding those kind of decisions. However, unlike in previous years, I can say that I have heard some speculation regarding Wilmer Cabrera already finishing negotiations with some players for their return to the Toros in the 2023 season. I mean, you can consider that an improvement, right? Regardless, RGVFC is still behind other clubs like Charleston Battery, who have already made official announcements on new acquisitions for the 2023 season. Earlier today, December 8th, 2022, the Battery announced on their social media that now former RGVFC midfielder Emilio Ycaza had signed a multi-year deal with the club, making him their first signing under the new head coach, Ben Perman. Ycaza leaves the Toros after a season and a half where he scored 7 goals and created 6 assists in 50 appearances across all competitions. He was a force to be reckoned with in the midfield, and he was considered by many experts as an essential player in Wilmer Cabrera's tactics. Last season, Ycaza led the team in chances created with 44, registering 81.7% passing accuracy, 40 tackles won, and 160 duels won. In fact, Battery head coach Ben Perman had this to say about his signing, quote, "Emilio is one of the premier midfielders in the USL. He has shown that in his 3 seasons that he is trending upward. He is a courageous leader and a versatile midfielder who can play in advanced roles to contribute to goals. He can also play deeper and help us build the game from the back to break down our opponents. Emilio is a top player, as we mentioned, but he is an even better person and teammate. He will do excellent in the Charleston community, both on and off the pitch, to help us achieve our goals, and he will be one for the supporters." To be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely getting some 2021 offseason vibes with this announcement, in the aspect that the second year in a row we lose a very important player in the offense section of RGVFC. I mean, I think the stats that I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago kind of speak for themselves in that regard. I mean, all I can really say is that Charleston acquired a really great player, and I really wish him all the best in his future. And I want to thank Emilio Ycaza for everything he brought over to RGVFC in this year and a half in the 956. Obviously, a message to Charleston Battery fans that you better take care of him, man, because he really deserves all of your love and support. Fortunately, I do think that there's still a lot of time ahead for RGVFC to be able to sign a replacement player that can not only, equalize the performances by Emilio Ycaza, but even exceed them for the 2023 season, or however many years that eventual replacement ends up staying here in the Rio Grande Valley. Speaking of signings, in the last couple of days, there has been a rumor been going around USL Twitter being spread by this account called USL Insider. Last Tuesday, he did put out a tweet and tagging anybody related to RGVFC, whether it was media, fans, supporters, even coaches and front office members. Yeah, that's not a good idea when you're pretty much telling them out in the open that you've got some news that they're not ready to put out yet. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He did mention in that tweet, and I quote, that Juan Galindrez is signing for Rio Grande Valley. He last played for Chattanooga Red Wolves. He made 57 appearances for the club, scoring 24 goals. He also spent time playing in Mexico and Colombia. So I was looking at some of his stats from last season with the Red Wolves, and Galindrez, who's the 28-year-old center forward from Colombia, scored 13 goals in 28 appearances. just enough for him to earn the honors as the fourth best goal scorer in the entire USL League One. Looking a little bit deeper into the statistics by the league, you can actually see that Galindrez has the second best minutes per game ratio in the league, scoring a goal every 122 minutes. In fact, one could possibly argue that he should be number one, considering the fact that his teammate, Pedro Hernandez, who in that parameter is the number one, well, he only played 166 minutes in the whole season, right? Whereas Galindrez played for more than 1,000. So, looking at the stats, first impression is I don't see anything negative out of him that makes me believe that he's not going to be a good fit for the Toros if this signing were to be confirmed later on by the club. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you that are watching this video are thinking, porque ya los conozco, canijos. You're probably thinking, here we go, another cheap USL League One signing. But let's think about it for a minute, right? So last season, RGVFC signed Jonathan Ricketts and Ricky Ruiz from Chattanooga Red Wolves from USL League One. And you can definitely say that these two players really exceeded anyone's expectations on their performance in the USL Championship. Just ask Jacob, right? Looking at all of that, you can definitely see that if these players were to combine, Ricky and Jonathan with Galindrez, you could definitely see that there's some potential that if they link up, it's going to be a huge advantage for Galindrez to be able to adapt to the USL Championship and Wilmer Cabrera's play style. Galindrez, Ruiz, and Ricketts were together in Chattanooga in the 2021 season. That year, Galindrez scored 10 goals, and out of those 10 goals, 4 of them involved an assist from either Ricky Ruiz or Jonathan Ricketts. So if these players can replicate these performances that they had in Chattanooga with RGVFC, I think you could say that we could definitely see an improvement in the offensive line for 2023. Although, to be frank about it, outside of Frank Lopez, I think players like Adolfo Hernandez and Frank Gaviria kind of set the bar really, really low, to be able to improve upon for 2023. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. Share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below. Do you believe that Juan Galindrez is going to be a good fit for the Toros? How bummed are you that we're going to be losing Emilio Ycaza for 2023? If you like this video, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, so you won't miss any RGVFC related news. And obviously, thank you all for your support of the Down on the Valley podcast in this 2022. Hopefully, Toro Claus will be delivering some Christmas signings soon and kind of help flare up a little bit of hype for this team in 2023. But if that's not the case, I want to take the time to wish y'all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and of course, a very, very happy 2023. Be safe out there.